I found it interesting that there was over 6,000 people against this and a handful for it. Did they even take any of that into consideration? He looked at me and goes, oh, they don't care about what you think. They're going to do what they want.
Isn't that sad?
It's sad that they just freely admit it. And he goes, that's just how it works. And I'm like, then what's the point?
Welcome to the Two-Way Roundtable. My name is Josh.
I'm Michelle.
I'm Derek.
I'm Todd.
We talk to you about lots of things, but typically gun-related things. This is already a mess, guys.
Yeah.
I just want to let you know this. I just had to yell at all of them to hit record.
We got to do a blooper reel at some point.
Yes,
Yeah.
Daddy.
That sounded dirty.
Sorry, I didn't mean it dirty.
You know, the last podcast, you said daddy too. It's kind of weird. Yeah, it was definitely at them.
No, state was daddy.
Yes. That's
Not
what it
mine.
was.
Because when they pass these, stupid bills, there's certain people that just bend over, take it. They're like, oh, puppy. They like that stuff.
Me.
You know, if you're watching this for the first time, I'm sorry.
What?
There's two different perspectives there. I have today with my Glock hat. I have a Glock pen. Apparently, I stole this from Todd, but it's an assault weapon.
I've got a cross pen. Like the cruciform trigger bars get the cross.
Those are bad.
Apparently,
To who?
they're dangerous.
Crosses are bad.
Well, maybe that's why they banned cruciform trigger bars.
Well, we could go
Because they're all
off a deep end.
Satanists. Anyways,
Here's the deal with that. This is something we definitely need to cover. Is we know it's all going to go through.
Yes.
My comment section is being riddled, and I'm sure yours is too. Everybody wants a list.
yeah.
There
They
is
want a
none.
complete. I'm like, there is no complete list, and I've tried every which way.
HB 5043 the other day passed the House. Maybe by the time this video is up, it's already passed the Senate. Who knows? We're talking about it one day post-House passing, just so we have time reference on this.
Yeah.
Continue on, peoples.
But as far as the list goes,
Hey, let Derek talk. Derek's got to talk more.
Derek, do you have something to say?
I was going to,
I'm sorry.
but I'm trying to be, courteous.
No,
Don't worry about it. Just jump
Already
in.
raising a hand. You throw shit at him.
Yeah, it's
Damn.
just good. You just go.
Thought this was like a calm thing. If I start throwing stuff at each other, it's gonna get a little weird. But
At Josh.
but
I'll throw crayons at you, Derek.
what?
I'll throw crayons at you.
Oh, that's messed up. Okay, but the whole point right from the beginning is not Glock. They
Right.
call it the Glock ban. They have a nice title to it, but cruciform trigger is leaving it open for them to put anything they want on there at any given time. That's the whole point.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Now I know Todd, he did the Chat GPT. You try to get a list and he threw out a bunch of guns that kind of follow the same pattern.
But it missed a bunch.
It missed a bunch. It definitely, the Ruger RXM, the Derry DY9, which are Glock-based pistols.
I just Googled it. Is a Canic Met 9L.
right.
Does it have a cruciform trigger bar? It came back as, yes, it does.
No, I don't think it does.
But it doesn't if you look
Yeah.
at the way it works. But see, back to your list thing, though.
Canic says it does.
Does it?
Because when I asked, the link it gave went back to Canic's website.
But
Oh.
with the way the Canic is made, and this is not what I wanted to say, but with the way the Canic is made, is it readily convertible? So like,
But it depends on the model.
Okay, well,
correct, is
it
the
depends.
backing, is the
Right.
so that's what, because the cruciform trigger is what they went after, but the key to this is that it can, like Glocks have that little tabby that's easy to take out. A lot of the clones did the same kind of a block in there, or a part in there.
Yeah.
So that's where it becomes, and yes, anything can, absolutely. But I think with the way you're looking at it, and you have to look at also not just the cruciform trigger aspect, but is it readily available? Now, is that up for
it's
subjective?
subjective.
Absolutely.
It is subjective because I'll look at a Gen 3 Glock that's readily convertible. I'm too fucking lazy to do that.
Right.
So I'll just walk away. So now it's not readily convertible because I'm lazy. How about that?
But you're
Does it
playing
make it good? Can I keep it?
But
But
you're
see-
you're playing it from a position of, I'm too lazy to do this.
But it
The
doesn't mean
state
it
is-
can't
Well,
be
one,
done.
I don't want to break the law. I'm
Right.
not an idiot.
Well,
because we're
yeah,
law
but-
abiding, and that's what this is only affecting us.
Yeah.
But what I want to say about the list is it goes back to look at what they did with the first AR ban in Connecticut in 2013, 2014. They had a list, but within that list, it says or type. So it actually included a
Yeah, the
crap ton of
Thompson and the AK
extras.
type.
it had a crap ton of more guns that are not on that list. This is the same process, the same thing. This is what they do.
Yeah,
You
but
know-
they're not giving you a list when it comes to this bill.
No,
You're not going to get one.
No, they are not
But you know
going
what-
to.
You guys, I don't know if you saw this. This is what really chaps my ass.
Oh, that's interesting.
They're all doing this. And then we just had those 2 shitheads picked up
What, West Hartford?
with a Glock switch on one of the guns. None of the charges included machine gun, the switch itself, any of it.
But Bill hasn't passed yet.
No, that's
I know. I'm teasing.
Those are
I'm
already
teasing.
illegal.
Yeah.
Correct.
But the charges weren't there.
No.
They did not charge at all. The law is simple. These are already illegal, not only at the federal level, but at our state level. And then the state now has an opportunity to actually prosecute somebody, and they choose not to. But if you
That's
do
your
it, Michelle,
but that's your
if
key
you
word,
do it,
opportunity.
if you do it,
Yeah, I'm screwed.
you're screwed.
Let's see that you got
Yeah.
your 2 lifelong criminals doing lifelong criminal nonsense. They get busted. They're not going to charge them with that stuff because you know what? There's somebody in the background saying our justice system is not equitable.
Correct.
Okay. And there's your problem right there.
Yeah.
The average law abiding person is going to get slammed into the ground, like Heather, I believe his name is.
Yeah.
Okay. They're going to get slammed into the ground. These criminals, they keep letting them recycle. I've said this before and I'll say it again. They need the chaos. They need the chaos of crime to justify passing these bills. If there was no crime, they couldn't say, well, we need gun control. Because there's crime and they don't punish accordingly, they can sit there and say, gun control. Gun control will stop this. Look how much gun control we've had in the last decade.
And what does it stop?
And what does it stop?
Oh,
You know,
on that, I think Todd played this in his video, but I want to play it in this one. We're going to try to see if we use some technology here. I want to play this clip from yesterday. Get the audio on here.
The civilian possession of military-style assault weapons. And that was litigated in the state courts. And it's interesting because the Connecticut Constitution specifically says citizens and only citizens have the right to bear arms in their own defense and defense of the state. And I've always found this interesting. And the court, the Connecticut Supreme Court, because we're talking about Connecticut law, as Representative Sassom has alluded, this bill deals with Connecticut law, not with any other kind of law. But the court found, yes, there is this constitutional right.
This is a straight violation of Heller, though, but it's just Connecticut law.
Of citizens to bear arms in their own defense and that of the state. But the legislature, under its general police powers, can define what firearms are defensive weapons. So we're within that constitutional limit, which is much broader in my opinion. The state constitution, I think, is more protective than the federal.
Yes.
So I think with all that background, that history we've had for 37 years, this is just the next step, and it's being very proactive. And we're not banning a particular group of guns, although we could possibly have that power under the state constitution. We're just saying you can't have these guns, have manufacturers of these guns bring them into the state, and if they're too easily converted into a semi or even fully automated weapon.
He totally contradicted himself
Right.
in that over a couple of seconds.
yeah.
We're not going to ban a group of guns.
But
We're going to go
these
ban this
guns
group of guns.
are different.
Term limits.
I don't remember his name. I didn't catch it. You're gonna laugh.
He's
morning,
on judiciary.
So this morning, I'm sitting there talking with Mrs. Guru, drinking some coffee, scrolling, and this popped up. He popped up from Guns and Gadgets.
That's where I just pulled it from.
Right. So Jared puts it up, and I'm like, "Oh, what's this?" So I start playing it. I literally spit my coffee out. I'm like, I am so gonna clip this and throw it in my video because he admits, yes, the Constitution says you have a right to self-defense, and then he's like, but we get to decide what.
Well,
No, bro, you don't get to decide anything.
No kings, remember? No king
no-
day. No
No.
kings.
He's like, we recognize you have a right to it, but we get to pick how you do it.
right.
Listen,
We
if
have
I want to
kings.
use a
We have
pencil,
kings.
that's my right. If I want to use a flamethrower, that's my right. End of story.
Yeah. Flamethrowers are actually legal,
Yes,
other
they
than
are.
Maryland. They're actually legal.
Yes.
Imagine someone breaking in.
So
But they only last a couple seconds. The tank isn't very big. We've actually used them, and they're gone like that because it goes through the fuel so fast. But anyway.
So interesting thing yesterday. Go to the Capitol, take a little picture with my rep, Donovich, comes down, says hi to all the CCDL people. The anti-gunners are literally right next to us. And it's the same people all the time. I don't know these people by name. I have some names for them. They're not appropriate.
They're not their official name.
But they're there all the time. And they look like they're there all the time.
Yeah.
Like they just drag them out of a closet or something and they just like prop them up.
Fairfield County soccer moms, nothing better to do.
Okay, devil's advocate. I'm going to tell you, we're also the same faces that are up there all the time.
Yeah, there's a new face every now and again.
Very rarely.
Like one or two.
Right.
3 or 4.
There's
and a dog.
But there's one or
was a
two
dog.
on their side too. It's the same people fighting the fight all the time on
Yeah, but
both
they get
sides.
paid.
A lot of them do.
They
yes.
get paid. So, and I went upstairs to go watch the actual voting.
Isn't
and
that cool?
And because I haven't been up there before. And
It's
I was
fun.
like, this is interesting. Go up there, talk to Don Basil, who's up there. Staffstrom is the main opposition of all of this. He's the one that's sitting up there in his little high and mighty chair.
He's the proponent. He's not
Yes.
really opposition. He wants it.
Sorry. Sorry.
Yes,
He's
that's
all
right.
for it. That's
I
not
said the wrong
opposition.
word there, guys. Oh my God.
He's the
So you
opportunist.
choose a opportunist. You had Dubitsky, you had Howard, and you had Fishbein talk. That was it.
Mhm.
That was it.
No,
Where are the other people?
Well, I was surprised that the vaccine bill took 13 hours to go through before they did a vote. Gun bill was done in 3 hours?
Oh yeah, because they don't.
And then they move on right away.
They don't care.
Literally right after it happens.
Yep.
All right, and I'm not shitting on Fishbein right now. I'm just stating a fact here. Right after it passes, they're going to recess for like 30 seconds. And then Fishbein has the mic again, and they go into a whole thing about like judicial and people that are here and blah, blah, blah. And then Staffstrom comes up because Fishbein's wife was there. It's like, oh, I've heard a lot about you. Like they're best fucking buds.
You do. Well,
And I'm
Rob
like,
Sampson says the same thing.
most,
Outside of voting.
Not all.
Right. Most of them, like he
They're colleagues.
interacts.
I get it.
He interacts with Winfield. Like, hey,
Yeah.
how are
He
you?
doesn't
How's the
interact with
family?
Staffstrom that well, does he?
They're different.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure
That's fun up
Fishbein
there.
used to be a
Chambers.
Democrat.
He did. Used to?
Well, he's
Sorry, no, wait. Yep. Yeah, used to.
Rhino.
No.
We can
Oh.
go with Rhino.
You
Yeah.
can.
Yeah, most of them are rhinos.
Well, yeah, it's Connecticut.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not getting a real hardcore Republican.
You never get a hardcore conservative like elected in the state.
For the most part, you're going to get
Would never.
some wishy-washy.
No, they find a right-wing Democrat to run.
Yeah.
That's how we get Republicans.
No, I talked at dinner with Sampson about this. I was like, you guys really need to find a hardcore far-right person that's going to stand up. He's like, yeah, that will never happen.
Yeah, not in the state.
He's
You're
like,
never
it'd be
gonna get
cool,
elected.
but it'll never
Well, it's
happen.
not that. They might get elected, guys. They've never tried it. That's the problem.
No, they get kicked.
Okay.
The Connecticut GOP goes, no, no,
Yeah.
no, you can't run. And they find another milquetoast to throw in there so that
Michelle's
they
word
can,
of the month.
so that they can run that person and get the favorite.
They
I'm telling
kind of go electability is what
Yes.
the GOP
But
is going to.
stability, in my opinion, doesn't matter. We can win if it's not a Republican. If it's just somebody with an R behind their name but isn't really Republican in any way, shape, or form, how is that a win for
But they
Connecticut?
don't fucking win anyways. They do not win. Look at the governor for the last 2 years. Okay. You didn't win. He went softer. What's his
Stefanowski.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Stepanowski. All right. You went super soft his second attempt on everything and
Yeah.
lost even worse.
That was the Connecticut
Okay.
GOP.
Like,
They told him tap it down.
yeah.
No lie.
It's fucking insane.
I'll say this though, out of R's and D's, I was actually slightly impressed. There were Democrats that said no.
There's
Yeah.
a reason for that, though.
250,
12.
40.
That's because they're
11 or
already
12.
told, they were told, we're going to win this anyway. If your district is giving you pressure, vote against it. You're good.
I know, but it's still on
How
the
is that?
surface. On the surface, it's
No.
like, oh,
It's
we know
not.
it's all a lie, but
But
on the surface for the masses,
if you're drinking that Kool-Aid and think it was good, okay, yay. Poulos, you voted no. Freaking fantastic. But at the end of the day, are you really with me? No.
No,
No.
again,
Don't lie to me.
like I said,
So,
for us, we don't trust them.
defending Poulos here slightly. Poulos voted wrong in 6667. He got a lot of backlash on that.
Correct.
And he has voted right on every gun bill since, including advancing the 15-round capacity bill out of committee in a 15-14 vote. I'm not saying he was the deciding factor of that vote because P is very far away from down there. But I will give him credit where credit is due. He is listening to his constituents. He has said that to me. He is listening to the Southington gun owners. And what was surprising to me, and I said this yesterday, was Martinez out of Plainville, chunk of Southington, and we're talking like a little chunk. And I believe she has a chunk of Farmington too, by the way her district is cut. She voted against the bill, and she has still not responded to my email.
But let's
That was a surprising vote for me, along with some others that were up there.
I'm just
But
curious why.
But if the
Yeah, on that one I
here's
am.
the question: if the chambers were closer, if they didn't have a super majority,
would they?
would they still be voting with us? No. The answer is freaking no. we
Well,
all know that.
Okay,
Wait,
so you're saying a split house.
Not even split, but like that you couldn't have 10 defectors,
But we don't know
5
this.
defectors.
That's what I'm saying. A split
It's closer.
50-50
yes.
house, they would stay in their party.
Well,
Maybe.
I-
Maybe
even-
not.
Here-
There
you
are
don't know. We
endorsed
don't-
Democrats in the House that are CCDL endorsed.
Right now?
Yes. There's like 4, maybe 3. There's some Pro 2A guys in there.
Honestly, though, if you look at
But again, they've
what
had a
tells
super
y'all
majority.
is the amendments and how they voted for those amendments.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Because one of the amendments put forth by Fishbein was to take our pistol permits from 5 years to 10 years. It was a 48 to 102. They're like, yeah,
That's party
not
line.
not going to happen.
Party line.
Party line.
And one Republican voting no. She continuously voted no.
And then
I Googled
Fishbein
her.
put forth another one, and this is the refund of the money
Yes.
if you don't end up getting a permit. Now, in the bill, the $70 is still there. From my understanding, this amendment was all the money should go
Yeah.
back.
Correct.
And it was, again, 48 to 102. And then the $150 tax write-off for any gun
So-
safes that were bought in state was 48 to 101. Where'd that one?
Hey, so on that, Staffstrom kept bringing up like
they didn't
the
vote. One person didn't vote.
the fiscal responsibility, whatever that office is, and I think they came up with a $16 million number from that bill right there.
There's a revenue
A loss of revenue. Revenue.
well, if
But
you-
what loss of revenue? This is coming off your state. You're deducting $150 off of your income,
right.
off of your state taxes when you buy a safe, not existing safes. All right, let's say you don't pay, let's say you're a whole 1099 person. You're getting $33 back.
Yeah, that's
right.
a loss though. If you're looking at a spreadsheet,
Maybe it's a loss.
but if you're
so-
looking at a spreadsheet, it's a loss. Every one of those had a loss.
Yeah, all the
Well,
fiscal notes,
fiscal
they were
loss.
all losses. And you're looking at it the wrong way. Josh, it's not your money.
It's their
It's
money.
their money.
Yes.
See, that's where you're getting it wrong.
It's true though. That's the way they look at it. However, when they pass things like these bans, they don't look at the revenue loss there for even their sales tax. They don't look at those losses. Those losses don't matter.
No, but it did. They did
You know,
say
that's
it
a
would
good
cost
point.
$3,300 a year for incarceration. I was like,
Well, that's an increase.
You know, that's a good point, though.
That's
All
gonna
right,
cost you money.
counterpoint to this whole safe tax bullshit. How much do they lose in sales tax?
A lot.
Okay, a lot.
they don't care.
Over the
Okay,
last
but
few
they
years.
should care. That was their excuse.
they
So
don't.
why isn't Fishbein or whoever, I don't care, bringing that
Somebody.
up?
I'm sure they
It's
do.
a point.
I will be totally honest. I'm sure they do.
I
However,
listened all day yesterday. None of that was brought up.
it's not going to be brought up on the floor.
Why?
We got to understand, by the time it gets to the floor, guys, Democrats already know what's being talked about and who's speaking. This is all done prior to it hitting the floor for a vote. These are all conversations that are had behind doors, not on the floor during the vote. They know this lineup, this lineup, this lineup. These are the amendments that are going to come out.
They already knew the outcome.
Yes.
Because when we were at dinner, I was talking with somebody at our table, not saying who, and he goes, they've already made a decision and they've told us
Yes.
this is going through no matter what.
we're looking at it. When you look at it, you go, it's not fair. They're not doing this. Why aren't they looking at this? We're looking at it from a very practical,
Constitutional,
but responsible way of looking at money and looking at what you pros, the cons, all this kind of stuff for each thing that they pass. These people aren't doing it that way. And it's not a surprise. Every time, I hear all the time, I can't believe, really? It doesn't matter.
There was one surprise for me. So they go on their board and they vote. And this guy, Nick Menapace, I see him on TikTok now. Very, very left person, voted against the bill. And twice the speaker, I'm assuming it's the speaker, whoever's talking, was like, everyone check your votes. 30 seconds later, check your votes. And then he magically flips. So was that like you weren't supposed to vote that way?
I don't know.
Probably.
I was like, that was interesting. Because like, if I haven't seen this guy in TikTok before, I wouldn't have known that name. But I keep seeing him on there because he's a fucking clown.
Somebody probably sent him a text as soon as.
Excuse me, that's you. He's talking about you.
Here's the funny thing. I hadn't brought it up, but at dinner, I was talking with some individuals.
There are a lot of individuals there.
A lot of secret squirrel dinner going on here.
It was. I'm not trying to drop names.
Okay.
But I said, I found it interesting that there was over 6,000 people against this and a handful for it. Did they even take any of that into consideration? I was like, and I want an honest answer. And he looks at me and goes, they don't care about what you think. They're going to do what they want, no matter what.
But does that surprise you?
No, it doesn't. But
isn't that sad?
It's sad that they just freely admit it. And he goes, that's just how it works. And I'm like, then what's the point? I mean, for me, it was like so blackpilling.
At the point,
you gotta unelect these fucking clowns.
But the point of all of this is discouraging that they don't listen. However, this is the one thing I say all the time.
It's not that they don't listen, it's they don't care.
But if you don't do it, then it's left. You're assuming they don't care. And you're giving them the opportunity to turn around and say to you, you didn't write in. We didn't get any notices. At least if you do, you step the step, walk the walk. Then when it doesn't happen, you go, okay, I did everything I can. And these idiots still won't listen, still don't give a crap. Okay. But you can't give up on it, because if you give up on it, you're giving them carte blanche and you're not holding any toes to the fire. And like Josh said, the best thing you can do right now, the only thing we can do, is vote. Vote these people out. Get people in that aren't going to allow it to slide so much. Get more of a majority so that these Dems that want to roll have to make a choice. Are you going to roll?
Here's the only problem you have. Because you say vote, you say vote. I've said it before. We need to vote them out. Okay. Now go out there and talk to people. They don't pay attention. They're clueless. We always talk about it. How many times we have people come in that had no idea a certain law passed 3 years ago, and they're like, I didn't know this. What do I do now? And we're like, well,
call a lawyer.
You need to leave because you're a felon with a lot of felonies right there.
Or they go, well, what are you going to do to stop it? Me? I'm already doing. Like, what are you going to do? It's the same as this thing passed the House, and I can't tell you how many Facebook posts I saw. Well, I really hope a lawsuit happens. Step the frick up. Start your lawsuit. Go contact a lawyer.
This is already illegal when you look at Heller.
And Bruin.
And
Heller.
I agree, a lawsuit does need to happen. However, you need to have money backing it, because you have to put in well over $1 million to make it crawl.
Mm-hmm.
And we already have some major nationals and our local that is up to their elbows in financing another lawsuit. So you want to finance a lawsuit? Cool. Start it up and reach out to one of the other national organizations and get them involved.
The other thing.
Hold on, Derek had something.
But you said Heller 2.
Yeah.
Heller 2 addresses this, because Heller 2 was actually about semi-automatics.
Now, how about this one? You do get your lawsuit, you work your way up the food chain, and then you're before a court that just keeps pushing your cases down the road. Wow, that's like happening right now with
Grant versus Higgins.
Grant v. Higgins,
Yeah.
Flanagan v. Lamont, the Cook County case, and a bunch of others. And they're just like, next week.
See, I'm not upset about that. I want them to make sure their ducks in a row before they rule, because they could screw us up royally if they don't have all their ducks in a row.
I get
The
that.
ducks have been there. The ducks are tired.
They've
Yeah.
got more lawsuits crawling up, though. I don't know if you guys know that from
Yeah.
other states. They've
Yes.
got lawsuits coming up, so
But
they're going to look at
how
all
long
of
is
it.
that going to take? How long do we have
You're
to
thinking
live under the thumb?
It
But
takes.
are you thinking they're going to do an enjoin?
Yeah.
I've said that before. They should take all the assault weapons bans
yeah.
and
That's
join them all
exactly-
together and
But
say,
if you
we're going to
have-
rule on this whole thing in one shot.
That's
If you've
what they're
got one in
looking
the
at. Which would
lower
be great.
court, why are we waiting for that one to work its way up when you've got 3 or 4 right there that are really prime, really good? Just take them and just say the final word. You can't do this. It's unconstitutional. End of story. We've already said this with Bruin, with Heller. You cannot ban guns that
Commonly
are
used.
in common use.
Yeah. Remember the Mexico lawsuit?
Yep.
Sotomayor herself
already
said
Yes.
the AR-15 is in common use.
Yes.
You can't go after it like that.
Exactly.
It's gonna be interesting how she votes on that
Yes.
when it gets there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
It'd be interesting.
for the safety. Don't forget, it's for the safety
Ah.
of people.
Any 14s? Anybody?
For the safety.
And
A
one
Mini
gr-
14's fine
Yeah, me 14 is fine. But
because
remember,
it's got wood.
they keep talking about it as if, especially with assault weapons, weapons of war. And what did Patton
Yes.
say about the Garand? The greatest battlefield implement ever made.
Yes.
And it's not a part of this ban list. So don't tell me this is about weapons.
Okay, I'll ask you.
Because I don't
heavy.
understand.
I'll ask you this:
People aren't using
you
military.
can't have weapons of war, Michelle.
Yeah.
Glock 19.
Yeah.
Can you buy one today?
Today, yes.
It's a weapon of war. How about a P226?
Yes.
That's a weapon of war. How about a Mossberg 500?
Yes. How about a 1911?
Yep, still a weapon of war. Still on the books. Still in our armories. And you can go through and you can list because the military picks from the civilian market because it works. It's popular. Like, yeah, we want this too.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it might not be widespread, but the P320 civilian version, M17, M18, as flawed as it is, the standard handgun for all branches of the military. Now, when you get to SOF and all that, and then you're looking at Glocks and they get to pick whatever they want. But
You know what he didn't mention today, guys? The Beretta.
I didn't want nine knuckle Nick to feel bad.
There's a lot of them out there, H
poor
and
Nick.
Ks, and I mean, not just in U.S. If you're going to talk about weapons of war, you can look at any country and what guns they're using. Pick one. I mean, at this point in time, pick any one. But I also don't want to like challenge them to do such things because, like, you know, you put that challenge out there and they go, "Hey, hold my beer,
Well,
we'll
that's the
ban it all."
problem. I hate when they pull that out. It's like, nobody needs a weapon of war. I'm like, first of all, I'm like, yo, MF, have you ever been to war? Because you'd be amazed at what we use in our arsenal for the military across all branches. They're the same damn guns you go buy at your local FFL.
Yeah.
But
They're
even our-
very outside of an assault rifle,
Correct.
which is a real thing.
correct.
Assault weapons are political, and now Virginia's got the assault firearm.
So on Virginia, great way to segue
What
into
is
our next
Virginia?
segment. Gerrymandering is illegal. I got taught that in civics class back a long time ago. Not as long as you guys, but you know, at some point.
So you can't eliminate all the
I called you
Republican
all
seats.
old. Or vice versa, right? Or all the Democrat
Right.
seats.
It never should be.
So what the fuck happened in Virginia 2 days ago?
Well, they voted for it to allow the gerrymandering. Federal judge stepped in immediately and said, no, you can't.
Yeah.
This is not going.
Did you look at the map of the voting?
Yes, I
The
did.
vast majority of the state said no. And it
Yes.
was at the very last minute, Fairfax County came and goes, yes.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, you guys are a bunch of shills anyways from DC. You're little swamp rats.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that judge, he was probably watching on TV. He's like, can't wait to go to work tomorrow because he came in and smacked that shit down real quick.
yeah,
Yeah.
but here's the deal. To me, when they're doing districting, period, it shouldn't count as far as residents. It should be counted as far as U.S. citizens, because a lot of these places are counting even our undocumented.
Oh, come on. You
I
have to
know.
be nice about it.
Well, I'm trying to
The word residents.
residents because, well, that's what our upper echelon is using now. They're no longer even just calling them undocumented. Now they're just residents. So
I mean, have you guys seen the 1st and the 5th congressional
All right,
districts?
that's fine. They're residents. Can we evict their asses already? All of them.
No, in Connecticut, they protect tenants who don't pay.
Mm-hmm. They're about to pass another bill.
they protect a lot of people that
Yeah.
don't need to be protected. Just saying.
Not gun owners.
No, don't protect
Constitutionally
me.
protected.
Nope. You're the bane of Connecticut's existence.
But that's where my problem is. They talk about the numbers, and yes, they're gerrymandering, and trying to move things around so that they have a better district. And I get all that. I don't agree with it, but I get it. But at the end of the day, they're still using, it's like anything. If you're trying to find a chart or finding statistics, if you start off with a flawed model, your statistics are off. So if, as the way it stands, you are just a resident, you are not a U.S. citizen, you're not supposed to vote. So why the hell are you counted when it comes to making a district? I want to know where my voters' districts are.
But that's why they do this.
I know.
Okay?
But did you see what?
It's put as many illegals as possible in the mix, so they get more electoral college votes and more seats.
Oh, I'm
That's
fully
the whole
aware
point.
why. It's bullshit.
Did
but
you
I'm
see?
shocked.
Did you see how they got to eliminate all the Republican seats? So by carrying all the districts up in Alexandria, all the little fingers, and it wiped everybody out except for far western Virginia,
The mountains.
and everybody was amazed. Even Hampton Roads went like hard blue. And we're like, that's all military. That's like never been that blue. It's more of a purple.
They're all doing it though. Look, California's been doing this now for over 2 years or
The
so.
Yes,
the entire Northeast has been doing it
Oh
for
yeah,
decades.
we've done it over and over.
Oh
here.
yeah, look at Connecticut votes. What was it? 45%.
46%.
46% Republican, and we have no representation. But Virginia, the Democrats that took over everything, only won by 5%, and then in one fell swoop eliminated 90%
Well, because 5% was not enough of a win.
of Republican
Election.
representation for the state.
Elections have consequences. I say this over and over. I've been saying it since the inception of our podcast. Elections have consequences, and when you don't go out and vote, you fucking clowns into office.
Well, the other problem is, like you've brought up, what's her name? Spooge Booger? Spamberger. Voted, she ran as a moderate. And as soon as she was
lied.
she just lied. Which now they're coming out and
No.
they're saying, this is what we're going to do, is we're going to run as moderates.
She's the one who set that tone.
And as soon as we're elected, we're going to drop the hammer.
That's
The
who
thing,
does
though-
that.
But they, right after the 2024 election, Spamberger herself went out and said that Democrats cannot run as far leftists. We must run as moderates.
Yes.
Correct. She's the one who started the whole trend. She just did her own playbook.
And
She
everybody
ran as a
went,
moderate, and then as soon as she got in,
And they're like,
flipped.
oh, it worked. Let's rinse and repeat.
well, that's what they do with all of this.
The
If you
Democrats
watch-
have no platform other than, hey,
and win at all costs. Break the rules, change things up, cook the books, whatever it takes. We got to win.
have an island. What are they going to do when Trump's done? Who are they going to hate next?
Well, it
yeah,
depends
that's
on who
exactly
gets
it.
in.
That's the point. When he's gone, what are they going to talk about?
Depends on who gets in. I guarantee you, if they don't win the presidential election,
No, the little social media shitheads, the social media people that like are Democrats, that TikTok, right?
Oh,
YouTube, all
yeah.
those people, they make so much money
Hassan
talking
Piker.
shit about
Because they
Trump.
get paid by the Democrats.
What? Not even that. Just like in YouTube, right?
Uh,
And TikTok and Instagram revenue from just talking shit about Trump. What would they have done if Trump lost? They'd be broke. They'd have to get a real job.
what about Tong, Blumenthal, Murphy? They'd have nothing to talk about.
Well,
Yeah.
talk
Let's
about
talk
his
about-
career out of just suing the shit out
So-
of Trump.
Yeah.
So when I was at the Capitol, I saw Little Blumenthal.
oh, baby Bloomy.
God.
Yeah, so went in through the LOB, went on the little underground thing.
Yeah.
And you got the little like people movers. I was running late, so we're walking on the people movers fast while the people movers moving. And he's coming the other way.
Did you
And
trip
if I could have, there's
Dude.
glass in between.
Figure it out.
I wanted to say something, but then I was like,
You
I
should have been
didn't.
like, hey, listen, you
Wave
should
at
think,
him with one finger.
just look at me like, I wanted to just pass this on. Thank you, to your father for his service in Vietnam. Nang Dick.
Yeah, but even that,
He never went to Vietnam.
I know
Yes,
that,
we
but
all know
even
this.
that, when he gets called out, it's like everybody just is like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're not in the club. Remember, it's a big club. You're just not in it.
I don't,
Carlin nailed it decades ago.
I don't want to be in his club.
It's a
Carlin.
big old club. You're just not in it.
Who's Carla?
George Carlin.
Yes.
Comedian.
You don't know who George Carlin is?
Oh my God.
So there's an age difference on this
Oh
podcast,
my
guys,
God.
and it's at least 20 years, if not more.
People educate Josh. That's what you have to do. Every
How
time
do
you
you
come in
not
the
know
store,
George
talk to him.
Carlin?
bring a
How old are
clip
you?
on your phone, something.
I'm going to be 50 this year, couple of months.
Yeah, 50.
George Carlin.
Five.
No, George Carlin is amazing. He is life changing.
50 is a good age. I like 50.
You're really gonna be 50?
Yeah.
Oh, you're that broken
couple
and
of
only
months.
49?
I'm currently 49. This is broken.
What? Oh, that's harsh. Holy crap.
No, I saw a meme today. This is the funny thing. Military veterans are the only people that wish disability and 100% disability on everybody. Because you get out of the service, you're like, I hope you're really broken. I hope you screwed up enough to where you get paid forever.
Mm.
It's not 100%. But Todd is, right?
Oh, I am.
And Diesel is.
P&T.
P-
Permanent
P-
and total.
I have total.
What
but
about
that's
Derek?
'cause I have
What about
brain
me?
issues.
Are you broken?
Broken? Nah.
You
Not that I
limp.
know of.
I see you limping. You're broken.
Okay.
Should go to the VA for that.
Yeah. I mean, for me, everything works great from the neck down.
What was the next topic, guys?
We want to talk about Virginia putting forth this stupid, well, not Virginia, but Tim Kaine and that other idiot that put forth this giant gun control bill at a federal level.
Are you going to share that or is Derek?
No, he's got a.
I can share it. I've got the Cliffs notes on it.
Ew.
The Cliffs notes?
Yeah,
Or
we
just
don't,
the
we
Cliff
don't use
notes?
Cliff Notes anymore.
Cliffs.
It's Cliffs notes
I
now?
don't know.
Now it's just grok. All right. So
ChatGPT.
this is the Virginia. It's called the Virginia Plan to Reduce Gun Violence Act of 2026.
But this
What a
is
good
on a
name.
federal base.
No, it's on a federal base, right?
Yes.
But it's an amalgamation of shit that everybody kicks around between
Yes.
Murphy
what?
and all these
Amalgamation?
amalgamation.
Amalgamation.
Conglomeration. It's a whole group.
Is that an actual word?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Josh, you're being educated on this podcast big
Yes.
time, huh? Wow.
It's a two-way education.
No kidding.
Seriously, didn't know that was a word.
I
Yeah.
still don't believe it's a word.
So is Quidgy
Josh graduated from the Leering Center.
All right. So this bill puts forth one handgun a month.
Yep. Heard
Right.
that before.
It will mandate reporting of lost or stolen firearms to the appropriate state or local law enforcement within 48 hours,
Yep.
So it takes away the 72 and goes to 48.
preventing firearm access to minors.
Uh-huh,
So we're looking
yep,
at storage
yep.
laws, protection order prohibitions. But this, they call it the boyfriend loophole, but it's not convictions. It is accusations. So accusations can destroy you. Extreme risk protection orders,
Red flag laws.
accusations
PRPOs.
only.
But that's what we have here.
It's called Lucia's Law. It establishes criminal liability for a caregiver who gives a child in their care access to a firearm when they're aware the child is a danger to themselves or others.
It goes after the parents is
Goes
what
after-
it's doing.
so-
Parents are liable if their
Yeah.
kids get access to the gun. Assault weapons sale prohibition. No sale, no manufacturing, nor importation of any assault weapons.
Wow.
Do they define assault weapons?
No.
Ah.
That's
Assault
gonna be a
weapon
loss of
age
revenue.
restriction, it will go from 18 to 21.
Because there's a big difference in 3 years.
Yet you could join the military and get an assault rifle, which is full auto, grenades, explosives,
Sure.
bunch of cool stuff.
Tank.
Well, Connecticut has a bill on the table right now that they want to not, if you are convicted with the mandatory convictions under 26, they want to revisit that because if you're under 26, you can't make a
Your brain isn't
Reasonable.
fully developed.
decision. You are not, you're not developed enough to make a good decision.
Aren't these the same people who want 16-year-olds to vote?
Yes, but that's what I just find this very interesting.
Yeah.
So, okay, we also want to have a prohibition on ghost guns. They're just undetectable firearms.
Isn't that already there on the federal level? I thought
No.
the federal
No.
was-
No,
that's-
because it is
You had a
perfectly
fun stock
legal,
ban.
even under Connecticut law. It was always perfectly legal to manufacture your own firearm,
Yeah.
and you only need a serial number when you need to do the transfer.
correct.
They just gloss over that part. It also adds secure storage of a firearm that's unattended in a vehicle. All right. Domestic violence firearms relinquishment. So
But that's
any-
accusation only.
It's accusation only. So, it is what it is.
Hmm.
A prohibition on firearms in or near hospitals and mental health service facilities. And they say within 1,000 feet, which is a quarter of a mile. It doesn't specify what exactly they mean by hospital, because I've seen language to where even like a Mediquick
Yeah.
Or a surgery center or something like
Would.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
would count. which we all live really close to a lot of them. And it will also enhance safety at public higher education institutes by banning firearms in public or for public colleges, universities, and such. But Utah, if you're a Utah resident with a Utah gun permit, you can carry in a public campus. That's why.
But that should be left up to the individual campus. That shouldn't be a federal blanket, but none of this should be a federal
So this is a
blanket.
proposed federal bill
Yes.
coming from the Senate.
90% of that has already been coming up in different bills on and off
Yeah.
over and over, because they all have a touch of Blumenthal Murphy in them, because
Yeah.
we've already passed half of this stuff except for the one gun. We only went to 3.
Well, one gun was found unconstitutional.
All of us can buy 6. We're all instructors.
Right. And one gun, which California did, was found unconstitutional.
Yeah.
Correct.
Now, here's my thing. A lot of people, when I mention this, are like, oh, it's DOA. And I'm like, okay, probably, because it's come up before and it's died. The problem is we have the midterms coming up.
Right.
Yes, we do.
And from all projections, and we're looking at, ones that really mean something like Polymarket, Kalshi, because that's pretty accurate. The Republicans are going to get schwacked. So if the
Probably.
Democrats pick up a shit ton of seats, they push this through. Even if Trump vetoes it,
They had the 60%.
they could have
override.
a veto majority override
Yeah.
and shove it through anyways. Because honestly, this is a gun grabber's wet dream at a federal level. I just think we should keep an eye on it and not just assume it's dead, because it's always died
Well, I hope somebody does a lawsuit if it passes.
eventually.
Well, it will move a little faster because it's the federal level.
Yep.
They don't have to go through the circuit courts.
You ever watch The Handmaid's Tale on Hulu?
No.
You should. It's like a dystopian America.
I've watched a little
And
bit.
The left likes to say that that is what the right is trying to push. But I think it's polar opposite. I think that's what the left is trying to push. Maybe not as extreme to The Handmaid's Tale, because if you've actually watched it, it's still fucked up.
Yeah.
But maybe, who knows? All right. The left is
I want to know,
It-
and there is no answer, but what is the left's end game? Okay,
The-
now we know it's going to be
Handmaid's
unarmed.
Tale.
We know it's unarmed, taking arms away from citizens. But at the end of the day, what is their end game? Because if you do that, you are now also weakening the U.S. in general.
They will have a monopoly of violence. And you're asking a simple question. All you need to do is read Animal Farm, 1984, and A Brave New World, smash them together, and that's
I've read them all.
their utopia.
But yeah,
But I see that's where I get lost, because I look at it and go, how is that okay? And what it is you have an upper echelon that rules. So they want to be a ruling class. So all these dummies going all these no king rallies are not paying attention to who the true kings are here and who wants to be the ruling class.
Trump is bad.
No,
Just remember,
man,
Trump is bad because he said something that wasn't nice, and he's bad.
Well, honestly, if you look at and talk to some of these people, they're very uneducated
Yes.
from the public education system, because they believe people like Elon Musk have billions of dollars just chilling in a bank account,
Yeah.
liquid assets.
Yes.
And it's like, yeah, the guy's a billionaire on
On
paper.
paper.
It's all tied up in stocks, and he legally can't sell it.
Mhm.
Same with Bezos. Bezos is
Well, in the business, but yeah.
Yeah, but you have to understand Soros.
he's a billionaire. He has a
paper.
ton of money on paper. His checking account is not flush with that. You
But see, because they see it
borrow
from
against
Soros'
your
side. Soros pays for all of this shit going on. So they see Soros as a billionaire, but he has money to just shift out wherever he wants.
And then when you explain where he got his money,
they don't want to hear that.
Oh,
Where did
no.
he get his money from, Todd?
his
Let's see if we can get
family,
demonetized.
his family helped the extra spicy Germans in the East to collect property from the undesirable class, according to the Germans. And then at the end of the war, they just kept it all. So yeah, they're Jewish. The family's Jewish, lied about it, got in bed with the party, weaseled their way into control all of it, as in the Jews' property that was seized. And at the end, they just kept it all.
Yeah.
You didn't know how Soros made his money?
But you know what's even more ironic about that is that he watched or his family, not obviously him,
He was just a little kid.
watched their people, because they're Jewish, be shit all over and then come out on top, had them being taken away. They made money off of this, and now he's doing the same thing to people he doesn't
he
like.
admits to it. He's done interviews where he goes, I like to topple other countries.
Mhm.
It's fun. It's a hobby. I'm like, that is just the root of pure evil right there.
But he pays
How does he feel about
protesters.
Israel?
Well,
When you sit down with him next, ask him.
At that dinner
And
with
Gun Guru's-
people.
Gun Guru's next interview.
but why across the country is it so soft on crime? They're Soros DAs.
Mhm.
And it's all part of the plan.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
But you said, what is their goal? Democrats. And it's not the idiots at the bottom, the useful idiots. It's the elites. What is their goal? They want us to fall more in line with Europe. The way that Europe is
Then
governed.
move there.
But that's
But-
not
but-
what the U.S. is.
But doesn't matter. And they can't do it. Now, let me be clear. They can do it, but the bloodshed that will come from it will be so high that
they want a
it wouldn't be worth
revolution.
it.
Well, one side has, what
They
is it, on
don't want a
average,
revolution.
3.5 guns per person. Okay, and the other side doesn't know what bathroom to use.
But they don't want a revolution. They want to just
No, they
win
want a
by
revolution.
taking. No, because they don't actually want us to rear up and fight them because they don't know how to deal with that.
Here's the problem. Okay, I always hear this trope of like, if there was a civil war, the right's got all the guns and they'll just kick ass. Okay, one, you been to the range lately? They're out of shape. They're fuds. They don't know what they're doing. You guys need to go train. The other thing is, we're not idiots. The other side is. They will throw themselves in front of stuff, and it's wave after wave after wave. Russia's very good at that. Just look at history, what they've done with their people. There's no way you can fight a wave after wave of lemmings coming at you. You're not going to win.
I seem to remember some fact about the 30-06, maybe Grand Thumb, and how many people a 30-06 could go through. Something to do with like World War II era.
You do that. I'm going to take a Maxim.
A Maxim?
You've never seen a Maxim machine gun?
No.
I'll take that. You can have your 30-06. I'll take the Maxim.
I want a
I don't
50
want my
BMG and be
30-06.
done. Thank you very much.
30-06. I have an M1 Grand. It's
Go
nice.
big or go home.
It's a weapon of war, sir.
What I do want is a full auto Thompson.
Yeah.
They're expensive.
Yeah.
I'm back down
Yeah.
to just getting my 50 BMG.
Not in Connecticut.
Bolt
and even if you
action.
got one,
Bolt
there's nowhere to
action.
shoot it.
Correct, but I don't stay in this state all that much, so I could shoot it in other states.
Omaha, Nebraska.
I
Tennessee's
visit a
full.
lot of places. It fits in the back of my truck.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot. You're married to the lizard.
Yes, exactly. With his heat rock. Although he doesn't go out there as much as I do.
He gets burned.
Well, he has to work.
He gets burned.
Sometimes.
Okay, I remember he got burned.
Hawaii did him
He
in.
got burned. He
Yes.
got burned in Alaska, okay?
Well,
It was still from Hawaii.
but yeah,
Oh.
no, he doesn't. He browns up really nicely. I'm jealous. But anyway, that's a whole nother topic. Not having to do with guns. My husband tans, but sometimes he burns. Anyway.
I was just waiting for a joke from somebody, but we're just going to move on. Todd's like, nope. Nope, I'm not going to say anything over there. Come on, toddler.
Oh, I'm good.
Come on. No.
Yeah, well.
Well, because sometimes he has to identify, so he has to be careful. You don't want to you don't want to pick on me because sometimes you have to identify as me.
Yes.
He does.
Michelle 2.0.
No, there's no 2.0.
Fine. Michelle with an Adam's apple.
Okay.
Manliest
You
first
were-
lady I've ever seen. She's like, come here, Barack.
That just went downhill fast.
Anyway,
Are you still watching this, guys?
We
If
just-
you've made it this far, I need you to like comment something. Comment the time frame. I feel like I would have clicked off already. I get like, I don't know, 60% through Todd's, and I'm just like, starts going off on a rail, or he just starts flipping through papers for 45 minutes.
I've only done that once.
But it was funny.
It was funny. You got to look behind the scenes.
It was
I
just him.
say some stuff and I'm like, oh shit, what's next? Let me figure this one out.
We just sit and BS with each other.
And my AI cuts things out. It's nice.
So what's the next
Yeah, you get
topic
these
for
weird
our
little
people,
jumps.
for our listeners?
well, we could look at Rhode Island's bill 8073.
Has that made any movement?
It's still a suggestion. Just leave it at that. Because
Is that the adding the one word?
yeah. So
Okay.
it's basically an assault weapons ban with no possession. So there's no grandfather clause. And any firearm that's in anyone's possession in the state must be turned in by December, which means they're going to try to do this thing this year if they're going to go through. But from the people on the committee, even the Democrats are like, no.
So who proposed the bill?
Teresa Tanzi.
Is she the one that said last year was just a stepping stone?
Yes, that's
and
her.
we need to go further. I'm like, oh, she's saying the quiet part out loud.
Yeah, she's literally.
That's what they're all doing.
But she's bold enough to say what they all want. Okay, she's just bold enough to say it. But the Democrats in her state are sitting there, telling her no.
Here's the deal: she proposed this last year and said we don't need to go any further. But the Rhode Island people voted her back in, like are leaving her there. Or did they not have a vote?
It depends when their votes are.
Yeah.
I mean,
ours are this year.
Somebody starts talking and using their outside voice like that. Seriously, we need to start looking at
Do we
them.
need to? She's Gilchrist. Okay, Miss fucking Ammo Tax over there, still there. I'm going to go for the 1st Congressional District and cry on TikTok all day.
I hope she does. I hope she wins. Go. Bye-bye.
She ain't getting the votes.
Come on.
She says she's
Now
not
I'm
the
disappointed.
following.
But
You
is
got the guy, you got the old Hartford mayor that'll probably actually put a run for the money.
Actually,
so the other day in Southington, Monday, the DTC in town here had Lamont, Elliott, Larson, Gilchrist, the other guy that's probably the mayor dude.
Boughton.
I don't know.
No.
Old, former Hartford mayor that's running for the 1st Congressional
Hartford.
District.
No.
Okay, him. No House rep, I guess, because I don't think they're running anyone in the in Donna's seat or in Gail's seat.
Really? They're running unopposed?
Yeah, I'm
So
pretty
they're
sure.
just going after Samson for the most part.
Yeah, they're going after Sampson
Hard.
with a former town councilor, Mr. Jack Perry. You should do a podcast on Jack.
Are we going to have him on?
No,
Oh.
not a chance in hell. I mean, maybe he'll want to come on. You want to come on, Jack? I'll be objective with my questions.
It'd be like The View. 4 liberals beating up on a supposed conservative.
Yeah, but like when Matthew McConaughey was on there, he beat back.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
They need to be beat. I don't
Not
say
actually.
that about. Yeah, I don't. Not even. Oh, never mind. That's going to be taken wrong. I don't know how I say that.
Well, I got something. I had something to say. I mentioned it to you. I didn't know if you guys knew this. So I finally, after a year and a half, got approved by New York City for a permit.
Yay.
Finally. It's not done yet because I still have weeks to wait because you have to add your gun in the end. Even though
Correct.
we did it in the beginning, you have to
Yeah,
redo it. You get one gun. New York gave criteria. Your gun can only be black,
That sounds
Dark
a little
green,
racist to me.
silver, nickel.
Oh, they had a green? Not
And I'm
FD,
like-
no flat dark
So,
earth.
wait.
That's the problem. I was like, oh shit, my main everyday carry, flat dark earth. I was like, the other one, oh, that's tan.
What about Tiffany?
Nope.
You have Tiffany blue?
It's gotta
Common
be
colors.
black, dark green, silver, nickel. There was
stainless.
a stainless steel. There was a few other, but it was no other colors were allowed.
Regular gun colors.
See, all my guns are black or stainless or, regular, so I wouldn't have a
I
problem.
don't understand why dark green made it in there. Maybe
Yeah,
because
that's
it
weird.
looks black. I don't know. So you have to upload a photo of the firearm in its entirety so they can see the color.
So Ricardo uploaded his P365
Oh.
NRA edition, which is tan, and it got denied.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then you have to upload a close up of the serial number and then proof of ownership. So I just use a DPS-3. And then you need to show safe storage for a carry permit. I'm like, safe storage, it's going to be on my hip, bruh. But anyways,
Will you tell
So-
it where it's going to be stored in
But-
the application?
Yeah, I was going to say, do they want
I
to store
do
the
this-
car storage or they want the house storage?
house storage.
Yeah.
I do this class, by the way, like every other weekend or so.
So I use one
So
of those-
I know all these things, but Todd is over here teaching. We're on the classroom side. But Todd doesn't get any of my updates.
the problem is when you and I went through it, September
It
of
was different.
2024,
Yeah.
it was totally different. And it's been changing ever since.
Yeah, little
Wait,
changes.
Because
New
originally
York changed it?
yeah, they
Yeah,
changed it a
there's
lot.
di-
So here's the funny thing.
There's a-
So I had we did our Connecticut abstract, driving abstract. We did it right in class, log in, pay money, hit send. We have it in right there, right then and there.
Yeah, Connecticut's really quick for it.
New York was like 5 days. I waited 14. And then I played a round robin calling at the DMV trying to get this. Gave them a confirmation number, finally got the right department, the right person. They're like, oh yeah, hold on a second. Took them 2 minutes. They're like, click, done. I don't exist. I've never had a New York driver's license and never will. So I just thought it was funny though that New York limits you on your color of gun. I was like, wow. So there's 6 photos in total we have to upload. And then even though you're approved, because I got my temporary letter that allows me to go buy a gun in New York, I submit my photos. It's going to a different department. And when I emailed the lieutenant back, I said, hey, I uploaded the photos. We should be good to go. He goes, great. This other department that takes care of it, it's going to take them weeks to get to it. And then we'll send you your permit. I'm like,
Todd is slightly an outlier in his time. We've had people get it as soon as 7.5 months. I know that all sounds horrible, by the way, guys, when I say the word months there. I still tell people it takes about 10 months. Not at 16 months is.
yeah, I think the dilemma is because I did it so early.
Yeah.
It was less than a month after they did the emergency opening for non-residents. So everything's been changing. So I think they've kind of settled now. And if you take the course and, you're willing to pay that amount of money, I think it's more streamlined.
Yeah.
But when we originally did it,
it was different.
It was all brand new and nobody knew. So they kept calling me like, you're missing this. You're missing this. I'm like, when the hell did this come up? And they're like, well, we changed things.
Todd apparently can't ask me a question.
I submitted everything. It should have been over and done with.
You should be commenting on the podcast so you can get an answer.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, the other thing though was every time I check the portal, it just says you're under investigation. I was like, oh, I got so many other permits. Why does this take so long? And I'm like,
why don't they just say processing instead of you're under investigation?
It just said I was under investigation.
Horrible way to say that.
Because it's assigned to a detective to investigate you.
Yeah.
But I don't like that word.
Well, that's okay. Your feelings don't count here. You're not a liberal.
And what really chaps my ass is you can only upload one photo at a time. You can't just select a whole bunch and then upload them. It's like, click on this. This is what it is. Submit. Wait for it to cycle. Click on another one. This is what it is.
Slow. But I compare it to AOL dial-up all the time.
Yeah. But there's a reason for that. They just don't want you. They don't want you to frustrate you so you don't go through it.
They're discouraging you.
Yes.
Yeah. They're going to price you out and they make it so hard, so complicated. But like I told my community, I was like, yeah, I put so much money and time into this. Nah, screw you. I'm getting this damn thing. Everyone's like, oh, you go to the city a lot? It's like, never. Ever. I go northern New York. When we go down to Tennessee, we go up to the Tappan Zee. And then we drop right into PA, have reciprocity there. It's great. The only reason I'm considering it at the time was when I fly, and I always bring it up, if we can't make it back into Bradley and I end up JFK or LaGuardia, TSA's got my bag with my gun. I can't take it back. They want to give it to me, and they're going to be adamant they give it to me. But as soon as you do, NYPD will pick you up for having a gun without a permit. They do it all the time.
Yep.
That's the same. I also like the fact now, once I have my actual permit in hand, I'll be able to leave Connecticut, go through northern New York, drop into PA, and travel all the way down to my place in Tennessee. And never will I have to take the gun off my hip.
Nice.
Because I'll have reciprocity all the way down.
And if you want to do that, you go to lockandloadct.com/NYCCCW.
Oh, I plugged the shit out of your class, sir. I have a link for your site.
None of you guys do it.
So one of our round tables, you're plugging you. Today's Josh. I picked next one. Just saying. That's going to be me.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds
You can
good.
have the.
Well, I'll have Patriot Wear holsters.
Oh,
And we
yeah.
just
Yeah,
hold
I'll
it.
plug you.
Yeah.
You know what? I got Patriot Wear on right now.
Are you wearing it?
Yeah.
Do you like it?
I do. It took a
Awesome.
second
Right.
because most of the holsters I have,
Yours is in my shop. I forgot to bring it today.
man, see, she forgot about you, Derek.
Oh
Have it.
man, I'm
So,
so depressed.
Most of my drop
Really?
in. So like Bravo concealment, they drop right in.
Yes.
So you get the bumper to really give that tight. It took me a day or two to figure out that when I go in, I have to turn it
Oh, for your
to
Yeah.
clear I have to pull the clip out enough to over the core belt,
yes,
twist it,
And
drive
then-
it down, and let it pop back, and then it's perfect.
yes.
But it took me a second. I was getting frustrated. on like this stupid little pad. How do I? Because everything else I have I just pull the clips open and I drop it.
But that's because it's bringing it into you all nice and nice concealment. It's a better fit.
I just thought Todd was happy to see us.
But it's definitely more comfortable than the other holster I was using.
Awesome. I'm glad to hear that.
So if you guys need a holster, go to Patriot Wear Holsters.
Absolutely. Come see me.
That's
and
right.
If you want to subscribe to a Patreon, you got a gun bench. You get gun bench over there.
You got to go around the side of the building and beat on a door or ring the doorbell.
Yep. I was going to say I have a doorbell and a phone number so they can call now.
Wow.
I'm moving up in the world.
Got that Camry up?
Moving up in the world.
Hey, when I stopped by,
she asked me, she's like, what should I get? And I'm like, blah, 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 blah. And then she's like,
I haven't had time.
And it's funny because when I stopped by to drop everything off with you, Miller was there.
yeah.
So I got to chat with Miller for a little while. He's like, do you know who I am? I was like, yeah. He's like, here's my business card. I was like, I just took it. And I was like, bro, I got like 50 of them at my house. Because anytime somebody's like, oh, I got a boo-boo or I need this fixed, I'm like, call Greg Miller.
I do. Yeah.
It depends on what it is. Because sometimes I'm like, call Cameron.
Yep.
Or I'm like, hey, you know what? You can call this person because we know a bunch of them.
Well, Ralph Sherman for certain things.
Sherman,
absolutely.
I will jump on Sherman in a heart. Call Ralph.
It's good. No.
Yeah. No, especially
Clipping that.
when he gets on his motorcycle.
Let's give props.
Yes.
I want to give props to the principal out there in Oklahoma, Kirk Moore,
Oh, yeah.
out there at Pauls Valley High School.
Oh, yeah.
Guy walked into the school with a gun.
Yeah.
Pointed at a couple of students. Something had jammed or something happened. He backed off. Principal came out of his office unarmed.
He shot the principal.
Principal got shot by this guy.
Fucking
Okay.
Tackled him to
linebacker tackle.
Yeah, tackled him down to onto the
Oh,
chair,
cool.
held him down. Kudos to that guy because his story is still a local story.
In fact,
Hardly anybody talks about it.
Well, that's because
No, I saw it a few times.
Yeah,
And he got the
Prom
principal.
king.
yeah.
Prom king.
Fuck you. I'm trying to tell the story. Fuck you.
Well, that's the problem a lot of times with especially people that have certain viewpoints on gun ownership. They don't hear enough about the good guys with a gun.
Because
We
the good
don't
guys
talk
with a gun are not. It doesn't get them click. It doesn't get them fodder. It doesn't give them the emotional
Yep.
response they need
Doesn't fit
to
the
talk
narrative.
about gun control. Because it's a little high school,
Yep.
tiny high school.
Yeah.
Yep.
If this person had gotten away with shooting a number of people,
It
24/7, at least a week news cycle.
Absolutely.
But because he was stopped, the only person injured was the guy who tackled him. It's a small story, and they're not talking about it.
Well, the
That's
other thing
wrong.
is when a mass shooting is stopped, before it's a mass shooting,
it's not a mass
it's
shooting.
not a mass shooting. They don't care.
They don't care.
So there's no reason to pick it up. So there's plenty of times, it's in the FBI data,
Mhm.
where armed civilians, legally armed, stop bad things from ever happening before they get to that level. And it doesn't count.
We don't talk about those.
Yeah.
Well, you have to think about it. Every time they do, they have the little get-togethers where they let the public speak to our elected representatives who are going to do what they're going to do anyway. They
Right.
just do it for, we went through the process.
Yep.
Staffstrom always brings up every mass shooting to justify, especially Staffstrom. He does it all the time, to justify a bill that they're trying to pass.
Yeah.
But he never mentions other events where people have lost their lives en masse. He never talks about that.
Well, and the mass shootings that he's talking about, it's not just mass shootings. I mean, he's including everything. He's including,
Chicago.
people shot by cops even.
That's because they're
It's-
using every town for gun safety's
Yes.
data, which
Which-
includes 18 and 19-year-olds and a shit ton of gang violence. But if we remove all of it, because they're like, oh, it's the number one killer of children. Remove the BS data. And what do you have? Car accidents.
Car accident.
Again, you can
By
get.
far.
But-
Oh yes, you
But
can
you
get
remember when they did that, when they had that, every town put out that data saying guns are the number one killer of children. People started saying, wait a minute, 18 and 19-year-olds are not children.
They're adults.
But then notice the language change. It's the number one killer of teens.
Yes.
All of a sudden they
Yeah,
changed the
children and
language
teens,
Yes.
yeah.
because people were
teens.
saying no. And then they also eliminated crib deaths. Children under the age of 1 who die.
Yes.
They eliminated those. And people who looked at the data tore it apart and said, no, you're kind of skewing the data to make it fit a certain narrative.
Well,
And they did.
and that's exactly what they do. They did, like we were talking about earlier. You can get any result you want if you skew the data enough. If your model is flawed, your results are flawed. But they don't want to say that their results are flawed because it doesn't match their agenda.
No.
Well, that's their shtick, right? I mean, that's how they get their funding, and they play on the fears of individuals. Because, I mean, all of us here, nobody wants kids hurt.
No.
We're all about, personal responsibility when it comes to your firearms. If you have kids at home, you should lock it up, but you should also teach your children not to touch them.
Yes.
Not to play with them.
I did.
But at the same time, you should lock them up.
Yes.
Because, kids are kids and they do dumb things.
And they
It's
have
called
friends.
being responsible. That's it. You're responsible. I tell our classes all the time, it's like you have a choice. When you introduce a firearm into your house, you can lie to your kids, pretend it doesn't exist, but you're not helping your kids. You're making a very dangerous environment. Or you do the inverse and you just turn it into a vacuum cleaner, a blender, the toaster, a commonplace everyday item, and they don't care anymore.
They don't.
They're like,
that's what I did with my daughter.
They just think it's part of life. And they're just like, meh.
I introduced her, don't take that the wrong way, not shooting or anything, but she knew we had guns in the house. I don't know, 4 or 5.
Yeah.
And by 7, if I brought a new one in the house, she'd go, "Can you please clear it so I can look at it?" That's what I taught
That's
her.
what I did. Our kids are like, "Can we look at the gun?" Sure. I'd clear it and I'd give it to them and they're like, "Now you clear it."
Yep.
You do the thing. And they go through the whole thing. They look at it. We showed aiming. We started our kids with BB guns, moved up to twos. And they got twos for Christmas. It was, little Henry lever actions. They loved them.
We had cricket
No.
rifle.
Yeah.
When they
cricket's a good
turned
one to start
16, both my children opted to pick out their own handgun. So when we went to the range, they had something that was fitting their hand. So they weren't trying to use one of ours. That's it.
But there's the old thing. It goes back to child rear, when you're rearing your child. When do you teach your child not to touch the stove? When do you teach your child look both ways before you cross the street?
Oh, I let them touch
When
the
do you
stove.
teach your child not to stick a fork into an electric outlet? You do it before they could even speak. It should be the same thing.
Well, and it also varies when you have children, and anybody who has kids, it's your child better than anyone else. So you start teaching these things, but at what degree depends on the child, because some 7-year-olds aren't ready to be dealing with any of this until they're more like 12 or 13. You have to know your child, but the education doesn't have to be, here's a gun, shoot it. The education can be, this is what this does, and this is why you don't touch.
Well, you know how you learn all that good stuff, right? You have to be part of your kids' lives. Pay attention.
No.
Anywho, we were invested in their lives. We paid attention. Look at today. How many parents just don't pay attention to their kids' lives? Like, they do whatever. Like, I was all about being up in their business. I wanted to, our rule though,
And he still is.
as always has been, at night, everybody has to gather around the dinner table. We eat dinner together. There are no electronics. Everybody gets a turn to talk about their day, good, bad, indifferent, any bitches, moans, complaints. We sit there until it's all done.
To have a board meeting every night?
No, it's called just being a family.
I'm teasing.
Oh, I know. I mean, very old school values, traditional, rearing of your children.
Well, it also builds communication with your children so that they don't, if you have those times where you're talking and you're open and you're there, then they know they can talk to you more often versus the parents that are always busy, or they're off doing this because the kid's doing this. So here, you just handle this because I'm going to go do this. When the kid feels that they need to have a conversation with you, they don't always approach you. And then they talk to people you don't necessarily want them talking to get their advice.
Well, that's why we made time at dinner, because we all had busy lives and we always made time. Now, it wasn't all the time, but it was 98% of the time, because life happens sometimes.
Well, there's events and there's this, and you see you're running at weird times. And no, absolutely.
But it's not just when they were little. It's even now when they're in their 20s.
Mine too.
Come to visit, dinner time, no electronics. They're all put up.
Mine still
We
lives
discussed
at
today.
home. So
I've got one at
every
home.
night.
I got another one on the other side of the country.
Every night. He's still home.
So what you get to look forward to, Josh?
So on that note, I think it's time to wrap this podcast up.
And we want to give a shout out to Mr. Murphy for, his little Iran comment.
Oh,
that
absolutely.
was awesome. Just want to let you know how much of a piece of garbage you are for that one, because that was unbelievable.
Yes.
I want to throw that in there.
Yes.
This is the best Connecticut has to offer.
This is our representation,
This-
people.
Same guy
Ooh.
that said the Democrats' number one priority is illegal immigration. Now
Yep,
comes out
him-
and backs
him
them
and
as a terrorist
Denang Dick.
organization.
Hey, Connecticut gets exactly what they vote for,
Mm.
so it's exactly what they deserve. That simple.
It is. But what's then,
So-
Josh?
My name's Josh.
And I'm Michelle.
I'm Derek.
I'm Todd.
Blur.
You're not going to plug where you're from?
Nope. That was it.
That was
We're
it?
done now.
Cool.
No plugging today,
No
guys.
plugs
No
today.
plugins.
If you don't know,
If
then
they
look at the
can't
back
read
line.
above
Above
their
your
heads
heads.
right now,
Yeah. Just look
then
up.
I don't know what to tell you. Okay.
and come visit
That was
all
it.
of us.
No. That was it. The thumbs up.
We're all done.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Michelle, I
No, do the
salute
hands
you.
and come visit. Go ahead.
If you haven't liked and subscribed to our show, please do so. Every one of us posts this. Come and see us. That way you'll know when a new one comes out. But he's going to clip this.
Bye-bye.